Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to tell you that this video you're watching, it's just a clip. You could watch the full episode on our YouTube channel. Also, you could check the whole episode on all platforms where podcast streaming is available. What is your timetable before this becomes readily available to the public? And by that, I mean like it will be available in apps, or you could already, insurance could already use it and the full stage and not just a beta test.
Right. Yeah, those are all great questions, and some of those questions we're still, working through or trying to understand better to answer as we kind of develop, our technologies. We're still very much still in the R&D phase, although we're more now on the tail end of things. So that now we're starting to see, how we can now we're seeing the door open for us to now transition to making our model as is having trained usable and having that in some prototype and usable sense. And so we want to get to that stage without again giving away too much. But
Yeah, you
really,
don't need to, man.
yeah, no. But our timeline really is that approach that we see with some other fellow dental AI startups in this country is this idea of first kind of or in parallel kind of provisioning a solution for both the provider and the payer. So the insurance carriers in this respect comes first in the timeline of things, and that is how others are also doing it, largely because of the regulatory obstacle that really kind of takes precedence for being able to have our product be used by the providers. And so, as we kind of figure out, and everyone figures out the pathway to market for that with, to the provider market, you can also have a parallel solution for the payers, for the insurance carriers. And so we're actively kind of working on that, and we're actively trying to now kind of formulate early relationships and pilot kind of opportunities now over I would say the next few months. And by the summer, we should have a very good understanding of who our insurer partners are and what our pilot program and what success for that pilot program that we're planning would look like. And so by the end of the summer, I imagine that we would have our pilot well underway and our relationship really actively kind of well underway with some national insurers in this country and some of the programs that we've been applying to as well, while kind of continuing to do very kind of deep clinical and technical R&D on basically bringing our other kind of technology for the provider to use. And that is a lot more, I will say, difficult of a computer vision challenge. That's also another reason why we see a lot more early kind of demos for insurers be a lot more possible, because I think the computer vision problem that it's trying to solve is a bit more simpler and a bit more trivial compared to the more complex case of a physician or a dentist looking at the x-ray. They're looking for a lot more things and perhaps a lot of more nuanced things that perhaps a claims review processor isn't looking for as much. They're just looking to approve or reject based on a claims being submitted. And so, but that being said, I mean, in terms of when we'll have something on the market for the dentist, we're doing our best to push that timeline closer to sometime next year. But we will see with that. We want to, we're in some sense in no rush, because we're focused so much on making sure the initial process of the R&D is done properly in documented fashion, in a scientific evidence-based fashion, so that at the end goal, the end result will kind of sort of formulate on its own. Because the thing is, truly, with an AI product, I do believe that many of the decisions that you make in the beginning, not at the end with the hypertuning and all that, but the algorithmic kind of, but rather the project decisions that you make at the very beginning for your machine learning project is going to dictate the performance and the quality of your product at the end, downstream. And so we're taking that very seriously, because that is our understanding based on our experience, and we're really taking our time to make sure our R&D is pretty much on point in terms of addressing the various concerns like bias, concept shift, various kind of data science related statistical kind of concerns that is emerging or is well aware of, especially in the medical imaging space, and we want to definitely not just ignore it and keep it on the side and just focus on marketing our product. Like that is not our concern. We want to be able to truly kind of be effective once we kind of deploy our product to market. And that again starts with something as like data curation. How did you collect your data? How did you annotate your data? What was your standard? What was your process? And what was the thought, kind of the thinking behind it? Is it documented? And to be quite frank, where are your scientific publications on that? And we don't see much of that still yet. Anyways, we anticipate more and more coming out from some of our competitors, if you will, in the coming months, hopefully, and we'll be doing the same. Our goal has always been, again, science first, and part of that is being able to publish and have peer reviewed our study results and our findings.
Yeah, man, that's really a good mindset when it comes to making your app, because for all tech startups, it's always a rat race on who gets to release it first. But you don't want to release anything that is half baked or that is filled with bugs, because at
Right.
the end of the day, it's gonna blow up on your
Yeah,
end
it's not
if
gonna
it
allow
isn't working.
hopefully catch it, right, and they'll hopefully catch those type of technology submissions and won't give it the clearance to have it sold to the providers directly. And so there's a reason why I guess the process is a bit rigorous here in the U.S. is that they use that rigor to essentially filter out hopefully anything that may harm the patient in some sense. And so
Yeah.
it's all about risking that technology so that it provides the benefits with minimal risk to the patient.
Whoa, that's the end of the video. So cool you finished it. Don't forget to subscribe to all our social media channels, the YouTube channel, of course. Leave a comment, a thumbs up. Like, that helps us a lot. So, I mean, tell us, I want to hear what you think about what you just heard.